All right. I know this video probably seems a little jumpy right now because I had to actually, this is like take three, because when playing the videos, um, while creating a video lecture, sometimes it causes some problems. So hopefully that this is coming through okay on your end as I eventually combine all of the videos I'm creating into one playlist on YouTube. But anyway, and just a couple more things on similarity. It's really not much more complicated than the description that I have here. I'm sure that you all can think of either personal examples, perhaps, or experiences that maybe people have had where not having similar attitudes or beliefs about things that are important to you, particularly, can get in the way of a lasting and close relationship, whether it's a friendship or a more romantic relationship. Those things tend to work against attraction. They push people apart. It could be differences in political beliefs. I certainly have friends who, would not even consider dating someone who was a member of the political party that they are not a member of. Um, but it's also, it's not just about politics. It's about, how do we view life? How do we view the world? Um, and even, just having similar uh, interests and actions, because our attitudes and beliefs, as you guys have learned, really shape our actions. Okay, so when it comes to our next topic, which is altruism, Um, we're going to do something a little differently here rather than have me just continue on with the video lecture like I have been with attraction. Um, so in terms of altruism, the question that social psychological research has attempted to address is, uh, when are humans and under what conditions are we likely to help one another, and what determines that? So I'm going to pull up this definition of altruism so that you guys can kind of get the formal academic definition written down in your notes if you'd like to. Um, and while you're doing that, I'm just going to kind of explain what it is that hopefully can happen after this video lecture comes to a close. There is a short video clip that I want you guys to watch related to altruism and helping. And it's about a case study that is often cited when it comes to this topic, known as the Kitty Genovese case. And I'm not going to give you a lot of background on it because that's kind of the point of the video. But essentially, this was the story of a young woman who was assaulted and murdered in, I think it was New York City, in the 1960s, and no one really stepped in and intervened despite many people seeing it. And so the question that I want you guys to kind of consider when you're watching the video is, why was this something that happened? How did many people, know what was happening yet not step in to help, not step in to intervene? Um, so just real quickly before I end the video lecture, so that you guys can watch that video, I'm going to have the sub go ahead and just show that kind of independent of the video lecture. But I'll also post the link on Schoology so that, if that happens to not work for any reason, you can access it there. There's a few kind of theories that you have to be familiar with when it comes to social psychology research related to answering the question of, under what circumstances do people help others and feel compelled to help others? And there's different views on this. There's different perspectives. One of the perspectives is known as social exchange theory, and this is a very it's not really an altruistic way of looking at it. This explains helping behavior as being something that individuals do when they decide that the perceived benefits of helping outweigh the cost of helping. So it's really the opposite of altruism. It's a selfish utilitarian way of thinking. And those of you who are in economics probably kind of recognize this cost benefit analysis. It's a very kind of economic perspective of looking at this topic. So that's known as social exchange theory. There's also what's called reciprocity norm, and I don't think that this is probably surprising to anyone, but research indicates that we feel compelled to help when there is an expectation that the person or people you're helping will help you, or maybe have helped you. You're not going to help someone who hasn't helped you in the past or who has maybe hurt you in the past. And you're also less likely to help someone where you don't expect that reciprocity from them in the future. And then the social responsibility norm is interesting because it helps to explain why, even when it comes to a particular person, a particular group or type of people, we may feel compelled to help them in one circumstance, but not another circumstance. So poverty and homelessness is a great example of this in our society. There's kind of a social responsibility, like there's an expectation, there's a norm in our society that if a person is in a shelter, they're there, and our job, our role is to help them. But those same people, not in a shelter, who are on the street, asking for money on the street corner or in front of the store, or even just not asking for help, but who are there needing help, we tend to ignore them. So it's, it could be the same person or the same group or type of people that we respond very differently to in each of those particular circumstances. All right, and then social psychology research reveals, these are all factors identified that will make us more likely to help. So I'm going to leave this slide as kind of the last slide. You probably are not going to be asked individually about all of these factors, but it is kind of interesting to think about some of them. Some of them might be surprising, some of them probably not so surprising. So I'm going to leave this as kind of the last slide to end the video lecture. A little bit of an introduction to altruism, and then one of the big things that you need to know related to this is the bystander effect. So we're going to go ahead and cut this off here, and if the substitute could show the bystander effect video about the Kitty Genovese case, that would be awesome. All right, and we'll kind of debrief on Kitty Genovese when I get back and we do a little bit of review.